Okay, today Michelle and I are heading to the Botanical Gardens. It's not far from the hotel, and I love my Botanical Gardens. Okay, so my favourite tuk-tuk driver or rickshaw driver is going to take us to the Botanical Gardens today. We're just opposite the hotel. Okay, Sanjay's going to take us. I was looking for you, Sanjay, today.
Sir. Thank you, sir. That's why I'm standing there now. I will see that I'm...
Yeah, I'm looking for you. I thought we must get Sanjay. Your name?
Namrata.
Namrata. Nice to meet you, Namrata. I'm Steve.
Hi.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So we're coming up to the Botanical Gardens, but a little bit of rain is coming. But that'll be fine. We're not made of paper. So we're here, look at the bedlam. Now if you like your Botanical Gardens, I'll link down below some other Botanical Gardens, Singapore, Australia, that we've been to. If you really like them, check them out. The links will be below in the description. Our guy, Sanjay, is going to wait for us. And I think on the way back, he's going to want to drop us into an emporium. Now normally I wouldn't tolerate sort of being dropped off, because they actually get a kickback. They get a little bit of petrol money or payment from the government emporiums in India. But he's a nice lad, so we'll go in there. We're not going to buy anything, but regardless of whether you buy anything or not, they get a little kickback. Why not?
Because I don't know, I should have got a drink here, but I don't want to.
Oh well. Now they want us to take our plastic bottles off of us coming in here, probably because they're selling drinks in here.
Maybe.
But we just ignored them. We're very cheeky like that. Let's get inside, do a bit of exploring. There's a lot of crowds by these gates. Now they won't let you come into the Botanical Gardens. They won't. Well, that's got plastic bottles in that bin. Okay, so this might not be correct. This waste bin here has plastic bottles, but they won't let you bring your plastic bottles in. So I was thinking that's because they don't want plastic waste in the gardens, but I can see plastic bottles all over the place. So it's probably more likely that they want to sell you drinks when you're in the Botanical Gardens, which is a bit cheeky. So if that is the case, just put your plastic bottles inside your bag. Don't carry it on the side of your bag. Okay? Tip number one.
Tip number one.
So it's New Year's Day. There are lots of people in the park. They did tell me it would be busy today. A lot of families here picnicking. But this is what I love about Botanical Gardens. It's just having all the plants labelled so you can actually read. This says Cassia Javanica or Javanica, origins Indonesia. But it's a sorrowful looking tree. In fact, I would say it's dead. Here ahead of us is Snow Whiticus bambinus, to give it its Latin name. There is Dopicus. This is definitely the busiest Botanical Gardens I've been in for a long time. But it's nice. I'm not sure people are botanicking it really as much as coming here just to get out with the families in the green. Bangalore was always known as the city of gardens. There aren't so many gardens here as there possibly was, because it's very developed now. So it's nice to see the Botanical Gardens, and I think there are 2 or 3 of them in Bangalore. This is a very popular one, but it's nice to see them, used by the people. Now they're obviously guided tours in little golf buggies or extended stretch golf buggies, but in good keeping with India. They're beeping their horns all the way around the gardens. Beware of snakes in bushes. Grown up lawns and holes. So grown-up lawns you've got to watch out for.
Yeah.
Michelle?
Children lawns.
What is this here? Little...
Japanese garden.
A Japanese garden. Japonica. Oh, excuse me, ladies. So this is the Japanese garden. It looks in a bit of state of disrepair, to be honest. I'll hold my reserve on that, but it looks a bit uncared for. Good day. Yes, and there's not as much labelling on the trees as I'd like to have seen. Yeah, so it's got all the spirit of the Botanical Gardens, but maybe not quite the upkeep. So there's a beautiful big glass structure over here. Again, considering the time of year, I'd say it's not overly well looked after. Even the lawns are a bit ropey. So it's easy to focus on the negative in a place when you come into it, but you know, it's still a beautiful big green area. It just seems like a little uncared for, perhaps. There's very little information about the trees or the species here. It seems a great deal more about just having an open area for families to come. And that's a good thing in any city. And there's some lovely things. I mean, at one time they've made these totem poles. I'm guessing they're carved out of wood. And then they just stopped looking after them. There's a great big cocoon of a thing up there. I'm not sure if it's a bee's hive or some sort of animal dwelling of sorts, but again, there's no labels, and it's fascinating to see. Most of the people can't see it, but it's fascinating to see. It's just there are no labels, nothing up telling us what it's all about. I'm intrigued by this over here. It's a huge, like a mound of stone. It reminds me of over in Western Australia. You remember? Possibly natural, but it might be just concrete. Can't tell until I get a bit closer. Okay, no, this is natural. It's funny how things trigger your memory, isn't it? When we walked up Wave Rock. Not Wave Rock. What was that called, that mountain? It was something like Buddha Mountain or...
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah, Unfortunate Mountain or something, wasn't it, remember?
Yeah, it was Mount Unfortunate or Mount Accident.
Before we stopped last night, we stopped at a place called Disappointment Rock. Obviously haven't had a lot of rain, but we've come across huge areas of lake, but up upon Disappointment Rock it was all trees, I believe.
Not a disappointment at all. Well worth the very short climb to the top of the rocks. Ladies, have got corn up here.
Yes.
This is nice. It's crowded, yes, but it's nice. Not overly crowded. So there's a temple at the top. Michelle remembers the name. It was Mount Disappointment. Neither of which, this one or that, was a disappointment. Quite the opposite. But this is a lot more crowded. So what is the temple? Kempa Gowda Tower. Scan this board to keep it to make it alive. Hello. Okay, this is what we can see. So I can only think this is a natural rock formation. And just it's become part of the the Botanical Gardens. But in keeping with the Botanical Gardens, there's very little information to tell you what you're looking at. Okay, we're going to go back down the rock now. Michelle spotted a bonsai park. That should be quite interesting. I hope so anyway. Okay, we're now in the Bonsai Garden. And there are some nice little bonsai plants over here. So I found one plant with a label on. Vividus bengaliensis, 40 years old. Generally, there's no labeling on any of the plants. Which again is a bit of a shame. Now, one of the essentials of all botanical gardens is to educate people about plants, giving them their Latin and common names and local names. So whilst this is a lovely garden and a great day out, in particular for families, it doesn't classify as a botanical gardens in my eyes. There's just not the information there. Oh, disappointing, the cacti house is closed. Maybe it's because it is a big holiday today and the numbers are too high. I don't know. Oh, this is lovely. This is perfect for families on a day like today. I mean, there are possibly hundreds of thousands of people. There is the odd label on trees. Just show you this one here while I'm looking. But they've clearly seen better days. It doesn't detract from the fact this is a beautiful park. I still love walking around these big green areas, particularly when you're in a city. It's just a respite from all the traffic and the noise of the traffic. It's also cooler in the parks than it would be outside. A little more humid perhaps because, you know, when you've got a lot of trees around, the humidity rises. Would I recommend coming to the Botanical Gardens in Bangalore or Bengaluru? Yes, if you love just having a walk around the gardens. If you're expecting to be educated about the local flora, it's probably not going to happen in a garden like this, but it's still a great day out. We're just saying to Michelle, it's huge. It just keeps going and going. I mean, it's clearly absorbed a huge part of the population of Bangalore, but there's still space everywhere and it just goes and goes. It would probably take you a good few hours to completely explore this park. There's a maze, again possibly being a little neglected, but there's a maze in the center here. Can you imagine how fun this would have been at one time? I'm sure the idea was to build this up to a height and get people to get lost into it, but it's there, the potential. It's either got potential or it's already failing, but it's there. One thing I have to say to the ladies of India and Bangalore, they're so colourful. It looks so beautiful in all the beautiful gold and cerise and all sorts of brightly, gaily coloured saris. They certainly do bring a place to light. We have walked for close to an hour in one direction. Maybe not, we've probably had a few sort of sidetracked moments, but I still haven't got to the end of the gardens. It's a big gardens. There's a park warden with his whistle telling people to stay off the grass. So Michelle and I, we're going to head back now, see our auto rickshaw driver, and I know he's going to ask us to go and see some sort of emporium, and I think we're going to agree to let him take us there today, so let's check that out. G'day fella, how are you? Thank you. Okay, exiting the gardens, Botanical Gardens. And somewhere amongst this mass, we got to find our boy Sanjay. I think he'll find us. Here he is. Excuse me, guys. One of the disadvantages of being in Auto Rickshaw in the cities is the fumes coming off of the vehicles on straight into the rickshaw. Okay, fella. The dog. So this one here, yeah? Downstairs.
Upstairs, downstairs.
Okay. So this is the heritage collection. Let's go and have a look. So this is the sort of place you'll be brought to. Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? Very good, thank you. So look at this stuff in here. These are not tusks, no?
No, it's not ivory.
No, it's bone or?
Yes, sir. Bone.
So the base of this is wood, and then each little square is a little lamination of bone.
It's a piece of bone, yeah. Small slices of bone stick together and give it a different finish.
So these places. So tell me about your shop. What's your name?
My name is Sohail.
Sohail.
Yes.
So tell me about your shop, Sohail.
So here we sell pashminas, we sell silk scarves, we sell pashmina scarves, we sell
carpets, rugs.
We have some rugs here made up of silk and wool. And for carpets we provide you free shipping. We got all the different sizes.
So Sohail, how does it work with the rickshaw drivers, my friend? You give them some petrol money, or?
Yeah, we give them coupons, food coupons.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So some places they do fuel coupons.
Yeah,
some
fuel
places...
coupons. Some places they give the books to the kids, like for studying.
Okay.
Yeah, we give them food coupons.
Is this one a government run, or
this is
private?
recognized by government.
Recognized, but not.
It's not the government store.
No. Look at these lovely little elephants. What are these made?
Kitchen cards and storage.
What
These are made up of paper mache.
Paper mache, yeah?
Yeah.
Very pretty. Look at the size of this brass lion here. Look at the size of that thing. It's huge. They also have perfumes. So there's a little store here where they have all the different perfumes. Hello.
Hello, sir.
How are you? So these are essential oils?
Yes, sir.
And essential oils,
yes.
custom-made suits, silk saris.
Essential oils, handmade suits.
One-stop shop.
One-stop shop for everything, yeah? What is this, a little turquoise?
That's malachite.
Malachite, okay.
Yeah.
So these stones are all set in silver, pure silver? Pure silver,
Pure
yes,
silver,
yeah. That's very pretty. How is that made in strands?
Yeah.
Just like the little hollow beads?
Yellow sapphire, that's a ruby, and emerald, and a blue sapphire.
They're actually sapphire stones?
Yes. So this is the vehicle of a Ganesha.
So the little mouse is the vehicle of the Ganesha.
Thank you.
Take
Bye-bye.
care, bye-bye.
Have a good one.
Thank you. And you see, really nice people. I've got the card from the guy, so if we want to come back and check it out, if we want any pieces, let's head back to our driver. So there it is, the heritage, great little shop. A day out. Good evening, how are you?
Good evening, ma'am. Fine, sir.
Good evening. So a day out at the Botanical Gardens. Thank you. And a little detour to a boutique on the way home. So how was that? Well, I think, apart from that, I feel like I've tried to sleep in a tumble dryer. I think we'll catch up with this when we get safely to our room.